May 2nd, 1863. Orders to move were issued just hours ago. Finally, news has arrived to our regiment that the rest of the Army of the Potomac is engaged heavily with rebels. The 6th Corps is ordered forward to rescue Fighting Joe Hooker. We are ready to give them hell again. Our advance to the right flank did not receive much opposition. The 6th Wisconsin and our artillery supported the column. A light division was advanced before us, and we slowly made our way to the front. Tomorrow we will make our assault, and Lieutenant Rodney suggested that our brigade was ordered to clear the rebel guns from Marie's Heights. Many died there last December, and we are next in line to try the bloody mess again. Some of our number, like Jory, wonder openly if we will be able to complete this task. Keith eagerly agreed that our fine boys could get it done. Jory moved in front of Keith as if to push him back down into a sitting position, as Christian and George swiftly stepped forward to intercept his movements. "I would not use such foul language on these men," Christian said firmly, placing a hand on Jory's shoulder. "We need to be as one man now, no matter the outcome, even though we may stray in our private opinions." Tonight, James built an impressive fire. He was able to scavenge for birch bark, so we had no trouble encouraging the flames. Martino, James, Drew, and I laid on our gum blankets, absorbing the warmth. "Damn these accoutrements," Drew complained. "Every time I lay down with these absurdities on, I always land on my bayonet scabbard." The timbre of our conversation tonight was somber. James, Martino, and I were glaring into the flames. As the fire danced and wood crackled, we allowed our minds to begin to be taken by the serenity of the display. Drew broke the silence as he wiggled into a more comfortable position. This could be our final night's rest before the storm, boys." James chuckled without breaking away from the fire. "It could be the last time you have to put up with my snoring." Martino hooted to himself while taking a pull from a concealed bottle. Drew pawned his haversack open, which was hanging on his hip. "I'm not even finished with my play. Do you gentlemen mind if I work on it here?" It was a strange thing for him to ask, because he never asked for our permission to write. Writing anything is viewed as sacred, and we all looked towards him perplexed. Martino poked his bayonet into the crumbling birch bark. "Only if you put our favorite character, our hero, into your story." Drew lamented with his eyes shut in pain. Martino, I will not put Colonel Elmaker in the play." Jack Sorensen, who was passing our gathering, paused at this juncture. "Colonel Elmaker? We hardly know him." This was answered by guffaws of mirth from his mess, being next to the fire of ours. "Come on, Drew," joked James. "He's so handsome." "And brave," I added, rolling my eyes. Martino lifted his bayonet into the air and twirled it above his head. "Brave, courageous, charming." Drew was thumbing through the pages of his script, just shaking his head. "No, oh please." James said, "You'll at least write about his horse, right?" Jack cut in again, smiling. "Yes, a great steed known for pleasing the ladies." Drew buried his face into his papers. "I despise you all." Everyone laughed. James playfully shoved Drew. "You'll miss my snoring." "But we won't," came the answering reply from Jack's fire. Our little mess spent the next hour quietly staring at the flames. No conversation was necessary. It was our company as friends that we needed. The very presence of my compatriots kept me safe. Each of us knew the danger of tomorrow's mission. Back in December, waves of Union soldiers were killed by the thousands attacking the same ground we would assault in the morning. We all hoped that it would not fare the same way with us, even though we all knew the odds might not be in our favor. Our silence was broken by a silhouetted figure approaching the fire. It was Lieutenant Rodney. From the looks of him, it appeared like he had trouble sleeping. A lot must have been on his mind. "Sir," we all motioned to stand. "Please, stay where you are, boys." Lieutenant Rodney examined our mess. "What are you writing? A letter home?" Drew said, "Sir, it's a play that I'm working on. Nothing important. I hope to get it finished tonight, or at least sometime very soon." "Oh, that's right." Rodney smiled. "I remember. How's it coming along?" Lieutenant Rodney looked distracted. He tried listening to Drew talk about his play, but it was no use. I saw Rodney's eyes shift from Drew to our little fire. He was getting lost in the flames, just like the rest of us. Something was pulling Rodney away and eating away at the man. "What do you think of the premise?" Drew asked. Lieutenant Rodney quickly snapped out of his thought. "Private, I think you're going to become very successful. Please reserve a seat for me on the opening night, preferably next to a wine table." We all chuckled. James added, "You'll sit right next to Colonel Elmaker, sir." Everyone laughed, but soon the noise of our cracking fire occupied the air. Rodney knelt down. "Tomorrow, you all have an important job to do. Remember your drill and how you have been instructed. Do your duty, and we will make it through together. Our line cannot break like it did 2 days ago." "Yes, sir," we eagerly responded. "Good. Get some sleep. We have work to do tomorrow." Our lieutenant stood up, wished us a pleasant good night, and walked towards Jack's fire. James waited until Lieutenant Rodney was out of earshot. "He's all right, but something must be on his mind." Martino stretched back. "I imagine it's the thoughts of his wife and bouncing baby girl." "Pleasant thoughts indeed," Drew smirked. "I never want to know what lurks in your imagination." The tired flames licked the charred birch bark and carried me to a restful slumber.